Making a video. Yeah, sorry. Don't need to say that, right? It's kind of obvious. Anyway, I'm going to make a derived energy video actually on the subject of this objective morality thing, which I just don't understand how he... I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. You can't walk around on Earth telling other people what they should do if you're going to claim that there is no such thing as a rational should do. Just doesn't make any sense. So I gotta take care of that first. I gotta take care of some of these commenters. It's really obnoxious. So again, the idea with this commenting thing is, you know, I've sort of said it before, is these commenters have, they have nothing. They don't make videos. They have put up nothing of theirs, no stake in this thing. It's like they're, I don't know, it's like they're supporting fire and they're not living in wooden houses, or supporting the existence of the big bad wolf, or whatever, you know. They're just hypocrites in the sense that they're playing with knives, and they're the only ones in the suit, you know, that isn't burstable or whatever. So yeah, I'm just saying they have no vulnerability, and that's just so gutless. And it's just so easy to tear things down rather than build things up, right? I mean, this is just the fact of life. So it's really easy to force somebody to go all the way back to the beginning and explain something all the way from the source by just keep forcing the argument back into grammar school bullshit, and to just say, you know, like I said, tear something down, to ridicule, and especially if you're willing to use propagandist style language, especially if you're willing to pervert language just a little bit. So even this guy's comment, this humanist guy's a real cunt. Gary's condition is no excuse for going on raging rampages, well, whatever, like I said, words. That's right, Gary has no excuse for what? Speaking words. So you people are all fucking bent out of shape over fucking words, and none of those words are slandors. Okay, anyway. Wanting to kill all life. Yeah, right. So if you are proposing a graceful discontinuation of the sentient life infestation on Earth, he's made you into a killer. So yeah, so if you suggest somebody not have a baby, you have killed their baby. So if you tell somebody, well, maybe you shouldn't have any more children, you're suggesting that we murder their children. Yeah. I know a lot of people with anxiety disorder, none of them behave like as a man. What this it is totally irrelevant. So again, this is again the problem here, right? So you again injected me into a circumstance where somehow my anxiety disorder is the subject, not the philosophy, and you can't see how that again is just kind of irritating. That I shouldn't say, oh yeah, great, I want somebody to do that. You know, I want people to stay on subject, and they don't do that. Alright, so anyway, who's the other cunt that needs work? Oh, this Ronald guy, okay. It's sad that Gary has to resort to this kind of tactic. I made an honest comment on his video and he removed it faster than anyone could read it. Immature. Yeah, I saw your comment. I've seen your comments before, Ronald. I think that's the most popular name for pedophiles, actually. And I said, fuck this guy. I mean, I'm done with him. So I did save your comment, okay, because I intended to deal with you, okay? So, yeah, here it is, right here on my little document page. So I cut and pasted it before I deleted it, and okay, now you'll get yours, asshole, and I'll show you what kind of cunt you are. So this is a guy who makes no videos, has he's subscribed to 3 channels, and he has 2 subscribers. So he has no stake in this whatsoever. He just goes around on other people's videos and talks shit. And so that's the game he's playing. He puts up nothing. He has no theory of truth anywhere. He says nothing of his own. There's nothing of his own. Okay? None of his pets are being thrown into the wolf-infested world that he wants to create for everybody else. It's disconcerting to hear arguments made by you while indulging yourself in ripping apart people's comments with abusive language. Well, again, the language is what it is. It's abusive only if you're going to sit there and say, I'm not allowed to say asshole or shithead or fuckhead or retard. So what the fuck? I'm not? No, I'm allowed to describe it for exactly what it is. You know, again, I'm not calling people liars unless they are liars. I mean, to be serious is a convicted fucking liar. All right. Um, the conditioner, I don't know what that means, of hypocrisy. There you go. Okay, so now you're making accusations. Hypocrisy and malicious tactics. Okay, so again, prove one of those claims. Prove both of those claims. You're making direct accusations, okay, and this is the difference. You can't see the difference? Hypocrisy is much worse an accusation, if true, than calling somebody an asshole or a skanky cunt or a motherfucking bastard. So you've made a direct accusation, it's impugning my character, and you have provided no evidence whatsoever. None. So where's your evidence of hypocrisy? Show where on comment sections I changed the subject of people's videos. Show where I made a comment on a video somewhere changing the fucking subject. Or ignoring, basically. Somebody makes a 20-minute video and I basically just ignore it and start commenting about shit I already answered in the fucking video. Go ahead, show me where I do that. That's what assholes like you do routinely. Every fucking day. You want to be personally tutored by the person who made the video. You want them to go through their video step by step and re-explain it to you. Because you're too stupid to get the simple statements made. Because all you're trying to do is pervert videos. You're just sitting and watching videos saying, is there something I can catch? Some word or phrase or some kind of, he said that wrong, and I can capitalize on it and rip it apart. That's what you're doing, shithead. You're the one with the malicious tactics. Prove I have a malicious tactic somewhere. Prove where I have distorted what somebody else has said. Oh, that's right, I play their video. That's right, they are directly quoted in my videos because their actual words out of their actual mouth are presented. Where have you done any of that in your commentary, you little weasel? Oh, that's right, you haven't done any of that because you don't even make videos because you're a fucking pussy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Child molester, probably, right? I mean, the name just seems like a giveaway to me. Like yourself would certainly see the error in the ways of guilt. What is this? So now we're playing Anacontavod games again? What guilt? What does guilt have to do with any of this shit? Again, you're saying rational people are capable of having irrational guilt imposed on them? Is that your argument? That smart people are too stupid not to know they shouldn't be guilty, so if I accuse them of starting the Korean War, they'll fall for it and be guilty? Is that the malicious tactic you're talking about? I don't know. Oh, you're the only smart guy and everybody else is stupid, and so you're trying to protect the stupid people? Is that your argument? Well, why don't you say that in the comments section to everybody else? Why don't you call them stupid? Why don't you make some accusations to the other people reading and watching the video if you think they're too stupid to be able to interpret my content? Yeah, because you're a cunt. So quit acting like a complete and utter asshole. Well, like again, the asshole, where does the asshole start, shithead? I mean, that's really the game, right? I'm not the one spewing the shit, you shitheads are. And you just won't take any responsibility for the mess you make. So you can make accusations, direct accusations of hypocrisy and malicious intents, and you'll back them up with no evidence, and yet you're going to tell me I'm an asshole for saying fuck you to your vacant, unsupported, unfact demonstrated accusations. So fuck you, cunt. Anyway, engage in the argument. Well, I do engage in the argument. 95% of my videos, there is no skanky cunt or fuck you bastard. 95%, okay? And nobody quotes those videos. Nobody plays those videos. Little weaselly cunts like you have no comments on those videos because that's right, there's nothing you can argue with. Alright, you're defeated and you're just now just cheating the argument. You're just making outrageous accusations that you can't defend because you're a thug and a cheater and a backstabber and a pedophile, obviously. Anyway, if I'm calling, otherwise you have lost the argument. Fact. So there. So you're making another direct statement, okay, that you've demonstrated with nothing. So you think that's how you lose an argument. You say asshole, that means you lost the argument. No, I don't think it works that way. Especially it doesn't work that way when some other asshole is the one making the outrageous accusations, the unsupported accusations, the indefensible accusations, and of course the disgusting and perverse distortions of what somebody wants to do, i.e. baby killing. Alright, so to be serious. Excellent video. You asked how to be serious, Phyllis. Remember, you asked for it. So here it is. Mel pointed out. So here we go. We're going back to Mel's basket case. Alright, she's going to drag Mel back into this shit for no good reason whatsoever. Pointed out in an articulate way why in Mendham interacts with women as sex objects or else as an extremely rude and even vicious way. So this accusation I have to somehow accept. I'm supposed to take this fucking bullshit, and I'm supposed to now argue with a schizophrenic about my character. Well, I'm not really going to do that, and I think this is just such bullshit to drag Mel. So you use Einstein, and now you're going to use Mel's basket case. Apparently you can't say anything for your goddamn self. You always have to use somebody else as a shield or a sword. You have no weapons of your fucking own, right? You don't go to the store and buy your own battle gear for a debate. All you can do is fucking quote other people, throw them in people's faces, and force them now to sit there and say something. I told you, I said it explicitly in the video, I don't want to have to fucking rip goddamn Mel a new asshole, but if she's going to get in my goddamn... See, now you're doing it though. You're dragging her into my face. Alright, I mean, what else can I do? I don't watch her fucking videos. I'm not subscribed to her goddamn videos. I'm trying to ignore her just so I don't have to do anything about this shit. But yeah, this is an outrageous accusation. It's a fucking motherfucking slander, and another slander from you. I mean, this really isn't that complicated. Can we go down the list of... So anyway... If he thinks a woman is doable, he's polite. If he thinks they're not doable, then he has license to treat them like shit with impunity. So this is just so... I mean, this is a disgusting accusation, and you're just going to make it. You're just going to say, I'm entitled to make disgusting accusations because I'm quoting Mel. I mean, that's just so fucking rude. And nobody calls you on it. Nobody says that's no way to fucking initiate a conflict between people. And again, it's just such bullshit. I'm not going to sit there and make videos defending myself all the time, but this is just such an obviously stupid accusation. The Peach, existential cat. I mean, one of, I called probably, one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. Fuckable all over the place. Karina, who's the most recent one? Damn. But then you can even get into the feminist argument. Okay, there was a few in there. So this is just such a fucking lie. It's such a despicable, grotesque lie. And you'll get away with this shit. So yeah, you wonder why I have contempt, Mariana? Well, that's why I have contempt. Because this is the game your friends are playing. The people you say, oh, okay, great comment, thanks a lot, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, she just slandered the fuck out of me and you thanked her. You don't see a problem with that? Well, I have a big problem with that. So yeah, fuck you people. You people just fucking suck. Completely. Alright, anyway, so now to the Drive to Energy video. I mean, I just didn't want to make another one of these videos about these asshole commenters. I'm just sick of this shit. Fuck you people. I'm not changing anything I do because I'm not the one who's wrong here. Just as Anticontivad with... you're not going to get me to feel guilty about something because I'm not goddamn guilty. Okay? You're the fucking criminals and I'm calling you what you are. You're fucking goddamn criminals. Alright? You're fucking debate criminals. You're truth, your crimes against the truth. Alright. And certainly crimes against a reasonable definition of what an insult is, you fuckers. I mean, the only insults in the world are not asshole. Again. Jeez. Alright, so anyway, derived energy. There is no objective morality. Okay, well, why don't you just use these words here? Ethical value judgment. So just say there is no objective ethical value judgment. So there's no possible way to have an objective determination of value. Because there is no value. essentially he's saying. And yet he's making arguments for alternative universes. So somehow he's making a distinction that somehow one universe is preferable to another universe, and yet he is saying there's no objective way to discern that. I mean, the implications of it are basically that there is no such thing. That if there was a superintelligence, the superintelligence would say, like if the little kid human came up to it and said, I don't know what to do. Should I have a Holocaust or an ice cream cone? I mean, should I torture 6 million Jews, or should I go to Friendly's and have an ice cream sundae? And the superintelligence would say, there's absolutely no difference. Go ahead. Either one. Doesn't matter. Flip a coin. We can make no value judgments. Can't do it. Can't figure it out. So, go ahead. Torture some Jews. Doesn't matter. I mean, I'm just saying, that's ludicrous, right? It's ludicrous. It's just ludicrous to say we can't understand that there are categories and properties. So anyway, I wrote a little bit of shit here, so I'll find my shit that I wrote, and then I'll try to make this argument. Okay, so if you're going to claim subjectivity, that would basically mean that all perceptions of value are delusional. Okay, so you're basically just saying that if subjectivity means delusional, okay, the two words end up being equal in a circumstance where you're going to claim subjectivity allows there to be equal opinions. Like all opinions are equal, any kind of crap you make up is the same. It's the same thing as saying all opinions are delusional. So it's almost the same thing as saying that God and value are the same thing. You know, God is a delusion, value is a delusion. And I'm just like, what the hell? I don't think there's any way to defend that position having intelligence. So I guess the argument I would make is that intelligence is a sense, right? So you have a sense of intelligence, and through the sense of intelligence you can acquire knowledge of things our other senses can't have knowledge of. So our regular senses can't detect nuclear forces or something. It can't understand the relationship between an electron and an atomic nucleus. But our sense of intelligence can. Our sense of intelligence can make a model of it, can understand it, can recognize real properties that exist, can do all of that. And I think our sense of intelligence it can be seen through the sense of intelligence. We can see the property of pain and suffering. We can understand the creation of those mechanisms in their function and evolution. We can certainly put them in the category that they're intended to be whip and carrot, that they have that kind of function, and that there are distinct differences between satisfying hunger and having pain caused, that these two things are different. They're not the same thing. There's no equal signs between them. They're fundamentally different states that the sentient being is put into, and it can be described as good and bad. They can be value weighted rationally, logically, through intelligence. Okay, so I'm basically saying that the properties of sentience are real. They're real properties. You really are sentient. You really do feel. That the qualitative difference is obvious between one state of being and another state of being. Okay, testicles in Nutcracker, testicles not in Nutcracker. Two completely different states of being. There's just no way to say they're equal. They're the same thing. They're not the same thing in many obvious ways, and in every intelligently sensed and understood way, they have fundamentally different properties. They're creating fundamentally different brain reactions, and those brain reactions have quality. Okay, qualitative difference is known. It's known by my own experience for certain. I mean, my own experience as a sentient being. I'm going to be testifying in court, okay, that nut in Nutcracker is different than chocolate ice cream cone. All right, I'm gonna show up in court and I'm gonna say, yeah, that's different shit, man. It's not even close to the same thing. And yeah, there's a qualitative difference, and it goddamn matters a lot. So I don't know, and I really don't understand how the superintelligence is going to say, no, sorry, you're full of shit. You don't know what you're talking about. You're delusional. You're delusional if you think having your nuts crushed by a nutcracker is somehow a negative experience. It has no negative aspect whatsoever. That's a delusion in your brain. Fuck you, that's crazy. I'm not even going to bother. No, I'm just going to, well, yeah, I mean, wait, you're just going to blow the court up. I mean, this is idiotic. I shouldn't even have to go to court to prove this one. Anyway, the math is complex, but the basic formula is simple. So yeah, I'm just arguing. Look, we know the component. The component is these two categories: good feeling, bad feeling. We can shove lots of shit in these categories, and then we can just do this math and come up with some sort of theory of efficiency. Okay, what's the most efficient way to do something? Okay, obviously it's more efficient to go have ice cream cones than, torture Jews. It's just kind of obvious and simple and not complicated. One creates a whole bunch of this negative sensation shit, and one creates not a whole bunch of negative sensation shit. Alright, category valuable does exist. The welfare of feeling beings is in the category valuable. That's the only thing in the category valuable is going to be connected to the welfare of a feeling being. So if something somehow affects the welfare of a human being, creating negative feelings, then it's going to end up in the category valuable. That's the way you get into the category valuable, is to somehow affect a feeling being. That's the way you do it. The categories of good thing and bad thing do exist. It's a fact. Our intelligence can understand the properties and can understand the categories. They're real. It's not fake, it's not phony, it's not a delusion. It's a real thing, real distinctions, and it's just nonsense to say it's all a delusion. What would a superintelligence say? Yeah, they should put that on a fucking bumper sticker. So again, you're proposing that a superintelligence would tell me that it wouldn't matter if all the matter in the universe was converted into a 16-year-old girl trapped under a gas truck burning to death. If you took all the matter in the universe and just made a zillion, bazillion, bazillion 16-year-old girls caught under a gas truck burning to death, that would be super smart. It would be just as smart as making the whole universe into Dixie cups. No difference. And I say that's a preposterous theory. It's absolute nonsense. And I think you ought to tone this shit down. I don't think you're doing your own argument any good arguing for anti-natalism or don't put sentient beings in jeopardy when you claim that there isn't any value judgments that can be made that are more rational than others, at minimum, more closely, more likely to be consistent with reality. But to say that there is no reality, that there is no actual value, that the only way something acquires value is to have some authority say the value exists or something, or have a sensation about it, or have a feeling about it, is just nonsense. The value is created every time a sentient organism expresses a feeling in their consciousness. Every time a feeling is expressed in a consciousness, value is generated, and our intelligence is smart enough to see the vapor of it and calculate the weight of it. We can hear their screams. Yeah, even if they're 60 years old, we can still hear them if you want to. So, yeah, I just don't know why you do this. This is just, I just don't get this thing. Just subjectivity shit. I just don't get it at all. Silly. Silly. There's a truth. We can know it.